Stories of Bigfoot have been around for generations to generations. Anyone who has ever seen him says basically the same thing, that there's a bad smell. He screams and you can hear his cries. There's been all kinds of stories about Bigfoot. Different people with different stories. Normally you see him in the woods, and he's huge, and he looks like an ape and a man. And he's also known as Sasquatch. But there's always been some people who believe, some people who don't. It's one of those where, depending on who you ask, they'll tell you, oh, yeah, I believe he's real, or oh, no, I don't believe he's real. There's been people who have said that they have found Bigfoot, and normally people who claim to find Bigfoot, they aren't telling the truth. But could that be that he doesn't want to be found? Or is he not real? Because honestly, do we know? Because we don't. The only one that knows is God. But Bigfoot has always been fascinating for the fact of, it's always been for so long this big, is he real? Is he not? And I think that, like I said, most people who obviously claim to have found a Bigfoot or anything like that, some of them have been known to be staged. And the ones who say they actually see Bigfoot, they normally do have the same experience. So I will say that. Normally they do have where they talk about he's normally in the woods and they see him. I read one story where one researcher claims to have seen 2 Bigfoots, and they were drinking water. And then they ran off. So that was one of the stories I read. Then there was one where apparently rocks were being thrown at this guy, and he seen this huge, basically ape-like. And at first he thought it was a bear, but he thinks it was Bigfoot. And he said that he was basically throwing rocks at him. So there's that story. Then there's a story of Bigfoot looking through a window. So there's a story that goes like that. He was looking through a woman's window, and he would do it a lot. So there's so many stories of Bigfoot, and they go back so many years. Bigfoot is just one of those things that'll probably always be talked about. And now we have TV shows, movies on him. Bigfoot is just a big thing. But the question is he real?